Hi, my name is Rania El-Sarugi. I'm here with Startup City Chicago at Techweek 2015, and we have an interview with two companies that are in the furniture and technology space. I'll let them give a little bit of a pitch about themselves and their companies.
Hi, this is Sam Khan. I'm the CEO and founder of Gallerique, which is a curated marketplace of extraordinary finds that range from fine art, antiques to collectibles.
And I'm Lekhan Bashwa. I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called SpaceHQ. And what we do is we help small companies, 20 to 200 employees in size, build out and curate their entire office. And so it's a complete turnkey solution, procured all online and done within weeks, what usually takes months to achieve.
So guys, I know that you realize that there are competitors out there. A lot of times with startups, they feel like they're creating the first iteration, the first version of something very new and cool. Tell us a little bit about your competitors, some of the kind of traction you've seen in the space, and how you differ from them.
We do have some competitors, but we feel that it's a fairly unsaturated marketplace and industry at this point, and that's the reason that's one of the reasons we're getting into it. The art market has reached new highs. Most of the folks might have heard or seen in news articles. It hit a record high, $66 billion last year, and it is a market that we feel is ripe for disruption because of technology, because of globalization, because of the changing dynamic and the change in the high net worth individuals that are across the world and the rise of the emerging market. So we feel that the timing is right. We have built a marketplace. We differentiate ourselves from our competitors. Our competitors mostly have treated this with a platform that's essentially an anonymous e-commerce web-based platform. We've applied the online-offline model because we know that the nature of buying art and antiques is fundamentally very different than typical online shopping. We've taken a very consultative approach. We have a clicks and bricks model where we provide not just an offline space in some strategic cities across the world, which is our plan, but even in terms of online interaction, we provide video conferencing, and we use all the technology at our disposal to provide that true consultative approach where we work with the individual needs of the designer and the collector and match them with the gallery and with that unique piece that they're looking for.
Excellent, thank you. And it seems like you have the consultative approach common to both of your businesses. So with Gallerique being almost an alternative to an Amazon, eBay type marketplace for very unique pieces and taking that offline for actual contracts with the designers and the buyers, how does SpaceHQ add consultation to your services?
So at SpaceHQ, we actually started out as being a completely open marketplace, and what we found is we actually had to introduce a lot more curation to the process, because today there's actually not, there's so much competition to buying furniture and designing your space that's not the actual problem. The core problem we found was actually consolidating all of the choice in the market and having a point of view that helps the client actually figure out exactly what they need quickly, and then really normalizing all of these vendors so you can actually understand what each one does, how they compare to each other, and really be able to play apples to apples comparisons against all of that. And so for us, that's where we've really come in to add value, and most of our consultation is in some of the software we've built. It's really a workflow software that helps a non-expert figure out exactly what they're trying to achieve, and then help them sort of let the platform be the expert that goes out and figures out with all these vendors all of the key criteria that meets what you're really trying to get done. I'll tell you, it's an interesting market because if you think of commercial real estate broadly, it's a multi-trillion-dollar asset class just in the United States alone. But what we target is really small to mid-sized companies, typically less than 200 employees. Of commercial real estate in the U.S. is about 37 billion square feet. Of that, 80% of it is actually less than 10,000 square feet. Yet these are customers that are really hard to find. It's a very saturated, it's a very sort of fragmented market. And so we think there's a huge opportunity there where nobody's really sort of created a great solution at scale to meet these customers' needs, and that's what we're creating.
So I heard conversations between the two of you that there might be opportunity to collaborate and have the businesses come together in one way or another. So could you explain a little bit more about what you're thinking? Maybe I'll go back to you and talk about SpaceHQ again.
You know, the way our spaces sort of come together is our business relies on being able to think about a lot of the same products that are available in many geographies around the world. And that's great on from one standpoint, but the challenge is there can be a concern around sameness if we're not sort of smartly curating all those products. And what I love about their business is that they're actually dealing in all unique pieces. And I think every one of our customers has to feel that their space is unique to themselves. And so I see a lot of interesting places to collaborate around that, and really thinking about even sort of the customer in two perspectives, both our end user and then some of the people who help our marketplace work, which are the designers that we use to actually design some of these spaces. And I think there might be some interesting crossover even in those designers being able to work on both platforms. So I see a lot of interesting places to work together.
Yeah, I do agree. We had a brief conversation, and there's certainly some synergy, and there's an overlap with both our target demographic and the middle folks that we would work with, the designers, etc. And as you rightly pointed out, you know, having something unique is something that's valued, and it is a marketplace out there where it's too much information is leads. It's just as you help curate offices, we help curate what goes into the offices in terms of decoration, in terms of adding their own unique touch to the office itself.
Excellent, guys. Closing question here. What are next steps for you, besides obviously collaborating together? Tell us a little bit about going to market and expanding your market to Chicago, and maybe some investment you're looking for.
So we've done a couple of soft launches with targeted designers at this point based in Chicago. The next step is for us to do an official public launch, which is happening in the next 2 weeks. We've done well. We've hit all our critical mass targets on the seller side. It's a two-sided marketplace now. We're heads down working on the buyer side, the end user side of the equation. We've figured out our user acquisition costs, our conversion rates, and at this point we're ready to scale the buyer side of the equation, knowing that we have some great products and pieces to sell.
And we're in a similar position. We've spent a ton of time on the back end of the business, really figuring out the logistics side, curating the right products, and figuring out the right workflows. And now that we're there, most of our attention is focused on the front end, right? So we're looking actively for customers, either people moving into brand new spaces or people who are in existing spaces. We're spending a lot of time with the sort of broader commercial real estate ecosystem. So typically we like brokers in Class B or Class C spaces, most of the time junior brokers who don't have a lot of help to help their customers, and so we're not competitive to them, so that's who we're really looking for. And then from an investment perspective, we're closing a small round right now, but we want to prove out sort of two markets first, San Francisco and New York first, and when we get that right, then we'll expand to other markets after that.
Well, congratulations on both of your progress. I look forward to many more happy stories coming from both of you. And again, this is Rania El-Sarugi with Startup City Chicago. Bye-bye.